something has significantly shifted with what you call the pinkifying of alcohol and alcohol consumption. So take us through that. When did that start happening, and what is the message and being sent to women, and why?
It's such a great story. In the mid 1990s, the alcohol industry, the spirits industry said all the Johnny Walker drinkers were dying out. What were they going to do? They did market segmentation and realized a whole gender, female gender, was underperforming. So they invented the alcopop, those, sweet premixed drinks, Mike's Hard Lemonade, etc., Smirnoff Ice. And it was an experiment to try and get young women to engage when they weren't going to drink beer. And in fact, it took off. Smirnoff's profits went up in 1 year, 66%. And those women graduated, young women graduated from those teenage drinks. Cocktails with training wheels is what I call them.
Hmm.
And they moved on to fine wine, to berry flavored vodka, to all the girly drinks, and went toe to toe with young men in university playing drinking games. Only he was drinking beer and he ate before the evening. She was 2/3 his size, was drinking shots of tequila for her weight and hadn't eaten. So that is really challenging. And she grew up to be the mom who drank on play dates with her children and other moms. And so there's a whole story there. Those women who are now mothers were once those girls drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade. And so a whole story has unfolded. And it's a fascinating one.
It's fun, getting together and having these jovial times together over drinks. Part of it is the fun. And so, what does that alkogenic culture look like today? Where do we see it manifest in everyday life?
It is surround sound messaging. It's the wallpaper. It is people will say, well, I don't see those messages. Yes, you do. You do on television. You do on Netflix. You do on the big screen with movies. You do in your LCBO with their advertising. It's everywhere. The messaging is everywhere that you will get to a certain age, and it is part of being a 17, 18, 19-year-old, the whole notion of joining adulting. And it is part of the adult world. And it is, it's very interesting. It's the only drug in our culture where we have to make an excuse for not partaking. Nobody's going to challenge you on not using cocaine, but they will challenge you on why you're not having a drink. And I think that is the biggest question. Does it serve you? Is it serving you properly? And I think that what's interesting, being a psychotherapist, I tend to see families as mobiles. And when one person gives up drinking and really starts to benefit from that and improve their life, you can see it ripple through the rest of the family. Communication becomes better. There are fewer lost tempers. And so it's not very hard to imagine the benefit.